It's National Surprise Day on the island of Sodor, where engines like to play pranks on each other. 4 cheeky engines have dressed up as supervillains. Looks like a job for the Avengers! Can you guess who the 4 cheeky engines are?
Ta-da! No!
Stop messing around with the points, minions! James is coming! He's going to crash straight into me! Minions!
Ooh, James is coming! Look out! Watch out! Uh-oh.
Oh no! James had crashed into Thomas. James, I'm very disappointed in you. You have caused confusion and delay. But sir, it wasn't my fault. It was those stupid, silly, good-for-nothing minions.
Stupid?
James, do not blame the minions. You need to be fixed. Get to the dock and the minions will fix you. The minions wanted to get revenge. The minions began work on James. Soon, they decided to start their revenge. They painted James bright pink. Minions, what have you done? You've painted me pink. No! Change me back to red right now. This is so embarrassing. But before the minions could change James back, Sir Topham Hatt appeared. James, I have a very important and urgent job for you. You need to go and pick up the children from school right away. But I can't, sir. Look at me. I'm bright pink. I can't let the other engines see me. I thought you were a really useful engine. You must go now. Deep down, James knew Sir Topham Hatt was right. Oh, I just hope no other trains see me and make fun of me. And he left the docks. James was chuffing along when he heard a bell and stopped. Oh no, he thought. I know that bell. That's Toby. Oh, he's going to make fun of me. Then James had an idea. I'll hide in the trees, he thought. And slipped behind some low-hanging vines. Unfortunately for James, Gordon was fast approaching with the express. As he steamed by, the vines blew away, revealing a very pink James. Toby noticed him and was surprised. Ha ha ha, James! What's happened to you? You're a big pink engine! James felt very silly and didn't like being laughed at, so quickly steamed away. Later, up ahead, James noticed Diesel shunting trucks of coal. Oh no, I can't let Diesel see me. He won't stop teasing me. And so James hid behind some coal trucks. But as Diesel shunted those trucks, he noticed James and was surprised. What happened, James? You're a big pink steamy! James felt really silly and quickly steamed away. James was fed up of engines laughing at him, so he went to hide in a tunnel. I'll only come out when there are no engines left working who will tease me. Soon, Gordon was thundering down the track with the express when he noticed steam coming out of the tunnel, so he had to stop. Whoever is in that tunnel, please move. I have the express and I'm going to be late. But James didn't want to come out. He was sure Gordon would laugh at him. Soon, Thomas and Percy arrived too. What's going on? Asked Thomas. There's a train in the tunnel who is in my way and won't come out. I'm going to be late, and I'm sure they will be too. Suddenly, James remembered the children he needs to pick up from the school. Oh no, I can't be late for them. So James bravely left the tunnel. James, said Percy, you're all pink. I don't blame you for hiding in that tunnel. James felt really silly, but knew he had to pick up the children, so left. Later, he bumped into Caitlin and Skarloey.
Hey James, what's the matter?
Asked Skarloey. Everyone is making fun of my pink paint.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm pink and so is Caitlin. And we think pink is the best colour to be. The others are just teasing you. No one teases us. You should be proud to be pink.
You're right, Skarloey. Thanks. And the more James enjoyed being pink, the less the engines were teasing him.
What a lovely morning, thought Thomas, looking out of Tibna's sheds. And off he went. Thomas was staring right at the ground. Where has the turntable gone? The turntable connected all the sheds together, so only one piece of track was needed to get to them. But today, it wasn't there. What's all the noise? Said James. What have you done with the turntable, Thomas? Said Gordon. How are we going to work today? Said Henry. Are you all right, Thomas? Said Percy. Sir Topham Hatt arrived. I'm not quite sure what's happened, he said, but I'll get a new turntable put in straight away. On the other side of town, laughter could be heard. Tom Moss the prank engine. I think it might have been you. It didn't take the engineers long to fit a new turntable, and Thomas was the first engine to use it. It was good to get out on the track again, and Thomas was enjoying the journey. Then he had a bit of luck. He heard Tom Moss laughing and immediately knew that it was him who took the turntable. I need a plan, he thought. Yes, I know. Off he went to meet Percy and James, and he told them his plan. A little later on, he met Percy near Tom's tunnel. Tell the other engines to meet me by the signals at the garden shop, Thomas told Percy quite loud, in 1 hour's time. They left, but Thomas doubled back. He saw Tom Moss leave his tunnel. The plan was working. Tom went towards the garden shop. and changed all the signals to red. Then he hid. Meanwhile, with Tom on the other side of town and out of his tunnel, Percy and James were very busy bringing large bricks backwards and forwards. They completely bricked up the back of the tunnel. They also hid a pile of bricks behind the trees near the front of the tunnel. Thomas went to the garden shop. The signals were red, so he waited and waited and waited. Having caught Thomas, Tom Moss crept away. Thomas saw this and knew the light wasn't really red and followed. Tom, pleased with his work, reversed into his tunnel. Percy and James sprung into action and bricked up the front of the tunnel. Thomas arrived. "Did it work?" he said. "Yes," said Percy. "He's now trapped and won't ever get out." But as they were celebrating, Tom Moss burst through the wall and headed for the forest. "After him, Percy," said Thomas. But Percy didn't move quick enough, and Thomas knocked him over and came off the track himself. Oh dear, Tom Moss got away again. There was a gorilla on the loose. Thomas came face to face with it and steamed away as fast as he could. Percy was at the docks. Cranky loaded Percy up with his usual fresh fish and fresh fruit, and he started his return journey to Maithwaite. When Percy went through the woods, the gorilla pounced and took the fruit from Percy's truck. Sir Topham Hatt was waiting at Maithwaite. Percy pulled in and Sir Topham Hatt went to get his fruit and fish. He wasn't very happy that he only had fish. He sent Percy away to get the fruit. Now earlier that day, James was moving the circus from one side of the island to the other. He was so proud to be pulling such an important lot of trucks, and he put all of his effort into it. But it was thirsty work, and he had to stop to take on more water. Unfortunately, It was just near a tunnel. Yes, you guessed it. Well, the temptation was just too great for Tom Moss the prank engine. James left full of water, but not with all of his trucks. Tom Moss then let the gorilla out of his truck and onto the island. The gorilla loved the freedom and ran around causing trouble for the other engines, as we've already seen. Then, two minions walked past Tom Moss's tunnel.
Ooh, Tom Moss. What? Uh-oh.
The minions
Run!
lost their bananas, but jumped onto Tom Moss and got away. Thomas had been watching this and had an idea. Shortly afterwards, James got into position. Thomas steamed along with a truck full of fruit and stopped close to the gorilla. As the gorilla came towards Thomas, Thomas moved a little nearer James and left a trail of fruit into the gorilla's truck. It worked! James pulled away with the gorilla in his truck again. Well done, Thomas. That was very clever. As for Tom Moss and the minions, well, it serves them right. Express coming through! Express coming through! Shouted Gordon proudly. Through the tunnel. Where's his express coach? There it is with... Is that Tom Moss the prank engine? It is. You're up to mischief again, aren't you? Express coming through! Shouted Gordon. There were people waiting at Maithwaite for the express. Gordon pulled in. All aboard the express, he shouted. But there was no coach for the passengers. What are you doing, Gordon? Said Sir Topham Hatt. Where is your coach? It's behind me. Well, it was when I started, sir. I don't know what's happened to it. Thomas pulled up. Ah, Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt. Can you go and fetch Annie and Clarabelle and move these passengers? Gordon seems to be getting very forgetful. And I need a reliable engine. Yes, sir, said Thomas, and he raced away. I'm going to be the express! I'm going to be the express! He shouted. He picked up Annie and Clarabelle and raced off towards Maithwaite. Through the tunnel. Oh no, not Thomas as well. Express coming through! Shouted Thomas. He pulled into Maithwaite. All aboard the express! He shouted. The passengers were not happy at all. Thomas, what is going on today? Where are Annie and Clarabelle? But they were behind me when I left, sir. I thought... Oh, sorry, sir. I'll go and find them. he left. Down at the docks, Cranky had just loaded some paint into Ben's truck. "Thanks, Cranky," said Ben, and off he went. He was taking the paint to Sir Topham Hatt. Through the tunnel. Oh no, not Ben as well. Thomas then found Gordon. "Have you forgotten your coaches as well, Thomas?" said Gordon. "There's something funny going on," said Thomas, and off he went. Thomas then met Ben. "Have you seen my paint truck, Thomas?" said Ben. "No," said Thomas, "but there's a lot of things missing today." Percy had collected a dinosaur skeleton and was taking it to the museum. "Look, Thomas," said Percy. "A dinosaur skeleton. I've been allowed to tow it." "That gives me an idea," said Thomas. Percy then continued, but with Thomas pushing the dinosaur as well. Through the tunnel. Oh no. Here comes Tom Moss. "Ha ha! Got you," said Thomas. Tom Moss steamed off backwards. Thomas followed. But Gordon stopped him. "Thomas, we've got passengers waiting who are more important than catching that prankster. Let's find our coaches." "I know where they'll be," said Thomas. "Follow me." They found Tom Moss's tunnel and collected their trucks and coaches and got back to work. And Tom Moss, well, he realised he wasn't being chased anymore. He'd got away with it again.
Everyone on the island of Sodor was excited. They were building a new elephant park. Vehicles of all sizes were working very hard. But the most excited and hard-working train was Thomas. The day before the grand opening, Sir Topham Hatt had called a meeting. Thomas had finished all of his jobs early.
Ah, good, you're all here. Now, as you all know, the new elephant park is nearly finished, and the grand opening is tomorrow. I need an engine to take the last but most important piece, the elephant statue.
I'll do it, sir. I've already finished all of my jobs today.
Excellent, Thomas, but you must be careful. It's fragile, it's expensive, it's gone. Where has my statue gone?
Tom Moss took it, sir, but don't worry, I'll get it back.
Hurry, Thomas, but be careful.
Hurry up and finish your work, Gator. Thomas, don't be so impatient. You'll cause an accident. Aha! I've trapped you now, Thomas. You have nowhere to go. I'll take that. Now I need to hurry to the elephant park as fast as I can. I can't wait for it to be finished. Don't rush, Thomas. You'll cause an accident. No, I won't. I'll be fine. Thomas was racing around Sodor to get to the new park as fast as he could. Whoa, watch out, Thomas, you'll cause an accident. Oh no, what has Tom Moss found? He's found a jet engine. Don't turn it on, Tom Moss. Tom Moss turned it on. As Thomas was steaming towards the park, the jet engine was catching him up. When suddenly, it hit Thomas. Thomas couldn't slow down. Oh dear, I knew Thomas would cause an accident. When Thomas reached the new elephant park, the elephant statue launched into the air and crashed into the lake. Oh no, what have I done? The statue's stuck in the lake. Now the park's definitely not going to be finished on time. Later that afternoon, Sir Topham Hatt was very angry with Tom Moss. Every engine on the island has worked very hard to finish building the elephant park, and you have ruined it. I'm going to have to cancel the grand opening, and it's all your fault. For once, Tom Moss felt terrible. The next day, Thomas could hear a lot of noise coming from the new elephant park, so he went to check it out. Thomas couldn't believe his eyes. I now declare the new elephant park officially open. But I thought the opening was cancelled. It was, Thomas, but it turns out everyone loves the elephant in the lake, even if it was a mistake. Now, who's going to help me get off this rock?
Thomas was hard at work, pulling trucks full of coal. He soon came across a tunnel, which he needed to pass through. So his driver got out to change the points. What was that? Asked his driver. I don't know, replied the scared Thomas. Suddenly, a ghost appeared. It's a ghost, cried Thomas. His driver jumped back in and they hurried off, without the coal trucks. Later that day, Gordon was pulling the express. He stopped.
Ugh, who has left trucks full of coal in my way?
He grumbled.
What was that? A ghost!
He ran away, leaving his express behind. James was busy working too.
That's strange. There's Gordon's Express and Thomas's trucks. But where's Gordon and Thomas? A ghost!
And he ran away too, leaving his fuel trucks behind. He ran into the other two. Did you see the ghost too? Asked Thomas.
Yes, and I was so scared, I left my fuel trucks behind.
I left my express behind.
And I left my coal trucks behind.
We need to get them back. Can we scare the ghost away?
Thomas has an idea. Back at the tunnel, Thomas came charging in with a dragon. But the ghost wasn't scared at all. In fact, it even giggled. The plan hadn't worked, so Thomas reversed off back to the others.
Did it work?
No, but I don't think it's a real ghost, said Thomas. It giggled.
Did you recognize the giggle?
I did, but I can't quite remember where from. Percy then passed over with some trucks. That's it! It was a troublesome truck, cried Thomas.
But Thomas, it moved by itself. Trucks can't do that.
There must be an engine behind this. And there was. Diesel 10. Haha, foolish steamies. They're frightened of a truck. It can't be a real ghost. Ghosts don't exist. And they tried to scare me with a dragon. Ha! Nothing scares me. Suddenly, what was that? What? Boom! Ghosty scared Diesel 10 away. Ah! There's a ghost! A real ghost! Ah!
Haha, looks like Ghosty taught Diesel 10 a lesson.
Ghosty appeared. Thank you, Ghosty, said Thomas. Oh, no problem, he replied, and he disappeared. So the others could collect their coaches and trucks and continue with their journeys.
Ah! Dragon! Dragon! Earlier that day, Sir Topham Hatt was talking to the engines. Thomas, I need you to collect the paint that's stored in the old tunnel on Misty Island. We have an important visitor coming and we need to paint Knapford Station as soon as we can. I'll go straight away, said Thomas, and he left. When he got to Misty Island, he stopped. This must be the tunnel. And in he went. There's the paint. Ah! Dragon! He rushed out and he steamed home as fast as he could. I don't see any paint, Thomas, said Gordon. No, said Thomas. My boiler burst on the way, so I had to come back. I'll go, said James, and off he went. This must be it, thought James, and in he went. Ah! Dragon! James left as fast as he could, without the paint, and back to Tidmouth Sheds. I need an excuse, he thought. I know. No paint either, said Gordon. No, said James. I was running low on coal, so had to come back. Leave it to me, said Percy, and off he went. This must be the tunnel, he said, and went inside. There's the paint. Ah! Dragon! Percy steamed off as fast as he could. Engines, said Sir Topham Hatt. Have you got that paint? Not yet, sir, but very soon now. Sir Topham Hatt left. You lot look as though you've seen a ghost, said Gordon. Actually, Gordon, said Thomas, there's a dragon in the tunnel with the paint, and we're scared. Oh, said Gordon. I've heard that dragons like shiny treasure. Oh, that gives me an idea, said Thomas. Come on, Percy, come with me. Thomas had put an old treasure chest filled with shiny pieces of metal into his truck. Percy was following with an empty truck. Get ready, Percy, said Thomas, and he started reversing into the tunnel. The dragon roared, but saw the shiny treasure. Thomas started moving forwards, and the dragon followed. Thomas kept on going, and the dragon took to the air, following him. With the dragon out of the tunnel, Percy moved in. Percy got the paint and left quickly. By this time, Thomas had uncoupled the truck with the treasure ring, which pleased the dragon. Thomas left to meet up with Percy. "I've got the paint," said Percy. "Well done," said Thomas. "I like it when a plan works." Thanks for watching our story. If you liked it, go on, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, and then watch another story by clicking any of these pictures. See you soon.